Well, hello, friends. As we all thought beforehand, this whole incident in the Straits of Hormuz is essentially already being debunked, not only by online people on YouTube and by bloggers and liberals and so on, but actually by the Pentagon itself, which is now reversing its original stories. And um, it's really pretty funny when you start reading the backtracking of all this when it was first so sensationalized, this entire incident, as usual. So now we get to hear that actually some people in the Pentagon itself uh, are raising some doubts about this confrontation video, the speedboats, and in particular the message, the verbal messages that went along with it, which were two entirely separate things. You see the video of the boats, and then you after that you see a still picture of a warship, uh, and with a voice superimposed, uh, uh, issuing threats. And I received two messages from two people who say that they are Iranian, that they're from Iran, and that these messages um, do not have an Iranian accent at all. And so, they questioned it right away. But now the Pentagon itself is backtracking via back channels, and so here it goes. The list of those who are less than fully confident in the Pentagon's video/audio mashup of aggressive maneuvers by Iranian boats near American warships in the Straits of Hormuz now includes the Pentagon itself. Unarmed Pentagon, I'm sorry, unnamed Pentagon officials said on Wednesday that the threatening voice heard in the audio clip, which was released on Monday night with a disclaimer that it was recorded separately from the images and merged with them later, is not directly traceable to the Iranian military. This is coming from aides in the Pentagon, and this was posted on I believe it was on Daily Codes by a poster named D-Day, and he goes on and on. He basically says, I think it's more directly traceable to a Hollywood soundstage. There's no background audio behind the Iranian, yet he's supposed to be in a speedboat, a gunship, with an outboard motor, which is not audible in the audio. Pretty difficult to do when you are sitting in a speedboat and recording your own messages. And, it goes on and on. It basically becomes a big joke at this point. A very, I would say, misguided propaganda effort, because it's so obvious at this point. Even now, the New York Times is chiming in and backtracking on their own sensationalist stories. 1 or 2 days late, of course, as usual. And they're saying um, they're actually quoting ex-Navy personnel who state that the channel the bomb threat warning was broadcast on or over is an open channel used by both U.S. and Iranian personnel alike for just gossip, name calling, playing music, or almost anything else. So it's not even an official military channel. Anyone on shore hearing an exchange between the warships and the speedboats could have easily transmitted a bomb threat. Now, just for fun. The fact that no background noise is heard during the transmissions gives credence to this belief. Now, as I say, this is a very, very little story in the New York Times after the prior story was, of course, sensationalized to the hilt. So, you know, it's just so obvious. We're being goaded into another war. American public opinion is being shaped by the media, major media once again, in order to fabricate some distant threat that might not even be out there. And, just stay vigilant. It's not a laughing matter, because if they can pull this off, it's going to be a disaster. Just like Vietnam, it's going to be a disaster. And I don't want that to happen. So spread it around. Let people know that it's just fake, Don't give into this kind of fear-mongering and fake peacemaking in the Middle East in the last days of this administration. And my own thoughts on this are that the neocons will probably try to push something through which is very big, possibly a real attack on Iran, and as long as they have compliant people in the White House to do it, which is not altogether unthinkable. So let's hope that does not happen. And if it does, all I can tell you is we're all going to be in deep shit, not just the Iranians. Well, thanks for listening. Bye.